Good evening, everybody, and welcome into the Buckeye Racing Network. I'm Tyler Bentley. Alongside me in the booth, as always, is Tim Henderson. Tim, how are you doing tonight?
I am doing wonderful. How about yourself, buddy?
I am doing absolutely fantastic. We are signed in here at the Limaland Motorsports Park with the Reigel Promotions Esports Extreme Micro Tour Sprints. Here for the first race of the season, we are broadcasting. I think this is their third race in this season. We're going to have the coverage here on the Buckeye Racing Network live for the next 2 weeks, tonight and next Friday night. Practice session wrapping up. Aiden Schramm topped the board at a 12:07. We're going to roll right into qualifying. Now we'll see who's going to set the pole time. 5 minutes go on the clock. Who's going to be the first driver to head out onto the racetrack? Looks like a host of them are about to head out of the pit lane. Aiden Schramm's one of the first drivers in the number 86 machine. So he gets the car wound up. Very unique. You know, these cars don't have a ton of power, obviously. They're like a micro sprint car, and they scream around this racetrack, don't they, Tim?
It is a micro sprint car. It's not like it is. But yeah, it's certainly weird.
Compared to what we normally broadcast, that's for sure. So Schramm finishes up with a 12.26 second quick. Cody Racine, I hope I'm saying the last name properly, in the 17. He runs a 12.21 to go to the top of the board. Armando Melgoza ran a 12.61. Trevor McCoy came across the line there at a 13.31. Jacob Wilson in the 51 machine. He ran a 12.42 on his first lap. Let's see if he's able to better that here on lap 2. It seems like lap 1 is the money lap for these drivers. His second lap is better, a 12.35 up to third quick. Jonathan Scarborough in the 23 is out on the racetrack. Car looked a little bit loose there into turn 3. Kind of had to gather it up a little bit. Crosses the line there to complete lap 1 at a 12.84. Puts him 7th quick. Jimbo Rooney in the 27 is also out on the racetrack. Let's see if Jonathan's able to pick up on lap 2 here. Second lap is quicker at 12.61, but it's going to stay 7th quick. Rooney coming around to complete his first of 2 laps. Lap 1 for Jimbo is a 12.28 third quick. Lap number 2 as he streaks across the line there. A little slower to 12.31. The 10th car to head onto the racetrack, Jamie Howell in the number 11 machine. White and purple colors on his car. Dylan McKee, the final car, also out on the racetrack as he crosses the line to start his first lap. Howell completes lap 1 at a 12.57, puts him 7th on the board. Lap 2 complete for Jamie. He runs a 12.53 and 8th there. Dylan McKee's first lap was a 12.40, puts him at 6th. He completes lap 2, picks up a 12.35 up to 4th quick. 11 drivers signed in here tonight. 11 drivers have taken a time, and Cody Racine will set the quick time here tonight with a lap time of 12.21 seconds. So congratulations to him. See if the admins let the rest of the time tick away here, as we have just over a minute left. But if you're tuning in with us for the first time on the Buckeye Racing Network, welcome in. Certainly appreciate each and every one of you tuning in here tonight. Let us know out there in the chat who you're pulling for. Always enjoy those messages coming across the screen. If I can, I might take a look back at the first couple of weeks in the series. I'm unsure of who has won. If anybody in the chat knows who has won the first couple of races, let us know. And as I say that, They went ahead and advanced into heat racing action. We're going to have 2 heats here tonight. Starting lineup for heat race number 1 is going to be Russell Harold and Jacob Wilson on the front row, and then Jimbo Rooney and Cody Racine. There was a 4-car invert. So Racine, who set the quick time here tonight, will start 4th in this first heat. And row number 3 is going to be Armando Melgoza and Trevor McCoy. Eight laps of distance here in heat race number 1. As it looks like all the drivers have gridded up. Aiden Schramm, thanks for letting us know. He won last week at Fairbury, and he is pulling for himself. So Aiden looks like he will be in heat race number 2. All right, one more pace lap, and we will get going here in heat race number 1. All right, let's get ready to go and hear these cars scream around here. Keep an eye on Racine, who was the quick time here tonight. Pace truck's off, green flag is in the air. We are racing in heat number 1. Russell Harold's going to take the early lead. The battle is on for second. Jimbo Rooney is on the bottom. On the outside is going to be that 51 of Jacob Wilson. Rooney trying to slide up, and now it's going to be 3 wide. Oh, big contact. Rooney goes hard into the outside wall. Yellow flag displayed for the first time here in heat number 1. We're going to have to go back and take a look at it. He was part of that 3 wide action down the front straightaway. Keep an eye on the 27 machine, the black and darker green colored car on the inside of the 3 wide. The 17 of Cody Racine and the 51 Jacob Wilson was in there as well. Well, I thought we were a little closer to it than that, but that was down the back straightaway. Here we go. This is down the front stretch. The 00 had a good run out of turn 4. Jimbo just trying to get down into turn 1. Maybe not knowing the 17 was as close as he was, and those cars came together, and Jimbo goes straight lining into the turn 1 concrete barrier. So unfortunate there for Jimbo. But Jimbo was able to come in and get that car repaired, so we are going to go back to green flag action. Pace truck peels off. Russell Harold's in control. He fires away. Green flag back in the air. A single file restart this time. Let's see the battle probably on for the 4th spot. Rooney, Racine, and Melgoza back here. As Racine and Melgoza are side by side for the 5th spot. Racine sits at sight forward on the 27, and a battle brewing for the 2nd spot. Jacob Wilson, Trevor McCoy. Wilson on the bottom, McCoy through the middle. We'll see what happens. Now they've actually caught up to the 19 of Harold. Wilson takes a peek to his inside. Nothing doing that time. He's going to have a great run into turn 3. Is he going to be able to make it stick on the bottom? Harold goes way wide. Still going to lead that lap. 3 to go at the line. Oh,
hey,
it's...
look who's back and forth. Rooney's back. He's trying to catch up to the leaders in a 3 wide.
Yes, they are. 2 to go. The 51, the 19, and the 27, and the 00. I think it's going to be a 4-car battle for the finish here in heat race number 1, Tim.
Make it 5.
Make it 5.
Oh, it's 4.
The 51 and the who was that? The 27 or the 19 that tapped wheels, and out of turn 4, Jacob Wilson holds on for the win. Cody Racine and Trevor McCoy was right there, but a crazy battle. Had 5 cars right close together there, coming to the line. Awesome finish to heat race number 1. Wow. That was crazy. Starting lineup for heat race number 2 is going to be Jamie Howell and Aaron Huffaker. Row number 2 is going to be Dylan McKee and Aiden Schramm. Row number 3 is going to have one driver, Jonathan Scarborough. Five cars in heat number 2. We're just waiting on one. That was Jamie Howell. He has gridded up now. Aiden Schramm was the quickest of the drivers in this heat as he starts the outside of row number 2 there in the 4th spot. Well, Tim, got another lap of pacing, but how about you get us going here once we go green?
Alrighty. We're gonna have Jamie Howell pace the field all the way through the backstretch into turn 3. Now, and pace truck is off. Jamie's gonna wait, and he fires now. 3 wide from the 86, already looking to make a move. It is Jamie Howell, then it is Dylan McKee. Someone just jumped over the tire there. That was Aaron Huffaker. Aiden Schramm took over that spot. He is now in 3rd. He makes big contact, self-spins off of 4.
And that contact brought out the first caution of heat race number 2. We watched it live here. We'll go back and take a quick peek at it. Schramm was coming with a head of steam, had a lot of momentum through 3 and 4 and just drove to the bottom as quick as he could. Got underneath the 12, but they came together as the 12 was maybe trying to block a bit, and the 86 maybe pushed up the hill a bit. That contact was made, and Schramm went for a spin. I think no harm, no foul. I don't think either car with any significant damage should be able. Aiden will be able to get back going here, and we'll tag the back of the field for the restart. As we had a little bit of a quickie yellow as the lights are already out on the pace truck. Pace truck is off. Does Howell wait as long as he did the last time? No. He fires in the center of 3 and 4. We're back to green flag action. Howell and McKee out to a little bit of advantage and put some space between themselves and Aaron Huffaker. Aiden Schramm, wasting no time, passes the 23 machine of Jonathan Scarborough to put him back into the 4th spot. But if you're Jamie Howell and Dylan McKee, you like the advantage you put to the rest of the field. Dylan McKee starting to apply a little bit of pressure to Jamie Howell. He's closed right up to the tail tank. Might have another close battle here for the finish of this second heat. 2 laps to go. And McKee is looking for a way around. Takes a peek to the inside of Howell. This time was there. Going to have the preferred line into turn 3. Tries to slide up just a little bit. Howell, with the momentum, holds on to the top spot for now. A half a lap to go. Does McKee have anything left in 3 and 4? Doesn't look like it. Jamie Howell is going to win heat 2. Dylan McKee will be second. Aaron Huffaker holds on in the 3rd spot from a charging 86 machine of Aiden Schramm, and Jonathan Scarborough crosses the line there in position number 5. No B main needed here tonight, so we go right into tonight's warm-up session. 5 minutes go on the clock. Drivers will head out onto the racetrack now. For some warm-up laps. In the meantime, we are going to step aside for a few moments and get a word from our sponsors over at Premier Racing Setups. All right, everybody, welcome back into the Buckeye Racing Network. Just under a minute left in our warm-up session. Drivers have been able to head out onto the racetrack. Aiden Schramm, quickest so far in the warm-up session with a 12:22. Cody Racine at a 12:28. Trevor McCoy at a 12:34. That's the top three. Definitely can see some changes happening to the racetrack. You can see a little bit of a slick area starting into 1 and 2, and the track changing a little bit through the centers of both the turns. See if drivers able to make any big moves here in our feature. As our warm-up time expires, We'll get to take a look at the starting lineup for our feature event. All right, let's take a look at the grid here. Row number 1 is going to be Jacob Wilson and Jamie Howe. Row 2 will be Cody Racine and Dylan McKee. Row 3 is going to be Trevor McCoy and Aaron Huffaker. Row number 4 is going to be Russell Harold and Aiden Schramm. Row 5 will be Armando Melgoza and Jonathan Scarborough. Row 6 is going to have one driver. That'll be Jimbo Rooney in the 27. 30 laps on the board for our feature race. Tim, it's that time of the night for the segment of who's going to be the driver to watch. Who do you got your eye on?
Boy, just had to pick me, huh? I'm gonna keep my eye on that 11 machine of Jamie Howell.
I like that pick.
He won the second heat. Let's see what he can do here.
Well, I think I'm going to be keeping my eye on the 86 of Aiden Schramm. Won last week. Had some misfortune in his heat race. Starts a little further back on the outside of row number 4 in the 8th spot. Let us know out there in the chat your driver to watch here tonight. All right, we're set to go. Green flag racing in our feature event. Pace truck wheel peel off this time. Jacob Wilson in control. We're all set to go. Green flag is in the air. We are racing for 30 laps here at Limaland Motorsports Park. Great jump into turn 1 for Jacob Wilson, and they spread out 2 and 3 wide further behind. Schramm wasting no time, already picked up 4 spots on the first lap. 8th to 4th in 1 lap. Battle is on for position number 2. Cody Racine, Jamie Howe side by side. I think it's going to be a 3-car battle for the lead, maybe a 4 or 5-car battle before it's said and done. The 11 machine of Howell starting to make some headway a little higher up on the racetrack, getting a good run from the center off, and he goes through the lead for just a moment entering turn 3. I think the momentum's going to carry him by the 51 of Wilson. It does. New leader, Jamie Howe. Wilson back to second, and Schramm right there on the inside. Aiden Schramm moves into position number 2, and he's looking to get to the lead. Jacob Wilson back to third and falling into the clutches of Dylan McKee and Cody Racine. Laps ticking away quickly here for these drivers. You got to make a lot happen in a little bit of time. 5 laps already complete. Still, Dylan McKee, Cody Racine side by side for the 4th spot. Just behind them, it's going to be Aaron Huffaker, Jonathan Scarborough, and Trevor McCoy, all single file back there. Go ahead.
Dylan McKee just got squeezed out on the exit of turn 2 by Jacob Wilson and Cody Racine. As they make contact, McKee, he gets hit again and again.
Major contact there with this accident. We're going to have to take a look at this, as I believe Dylan McKee was one of the first ones to go around in that 12 machine. Keep an eye on it as it happens here out of turn number 2. The 51 kind of cuts down into the 12's line. They make contact. The 51 holds on. The 12 goes completely around. And the 19 comes along, committed to his line, makes heavy contact with him. And the 531 of Armando Melgoza, those 2 drivers was right in his exit line, and he makes heavy contact with both of them. The 19 goes up and over, loses the top wing. There, so a violent accident for the 19 of Russell Harold. So Russell and Dylan McKee will have to make their way into the work area here tonight. Harold's still in the work area, but Dylan McKee was able to go down for his quick repair and has rejoined the field. but the lights are already out on the pace truck. We are about to go back under green flag action. Howell steps on the gas, green flag back in the air for the restart. Schramm looking to waste no time. He takes a peek under Howell, settles back in line for now. But it won't be long. Oh, the 17 jumped the tractor tire, and he went around, and chaos ensues on the front straightaway. My goodness. Let's go back and take a look at this accident. Keep an eye on the 17 machine. As you see, he gets down into turn number 3 and gets so low and hits the tire there on the inside part of the racetrack. The car pops up in the air, gets turned sideways. He's trying to hold on, gets tagged from behind once, spins the rest of the way around. I think that's the 62, the 00, and the 12 machine, who was in the last caution, got another piece of this one. But heavy, heavy contact for 3 or 4 vehicles in our second caution flag here tonight. Russell Harold finally has rejoined the track, but 2 laps off the pace. Aaron Huffaker still in the work area. Lights go out on the pace truck. Tim, you want to get us going here for this restart?
All right, Jamie Howell and Aiden Schramm both lead their respective lines. Jamie.
Uh-oh. Not sure what the 19 of Harold's doing as the field works their way by, but that was kind of a tense moment for the leaders. Go ahead, Tim.
I was just gathering, trying to understand what was going on here. Aiden to the lead. Jamie Howell looking to get his spot back up in the front. We have a yellow.
Yellow flag displayed. As I believe Trevor McCoy might have had an accident. We'll go back and take a look at this. Trevor McCoy is in the 00. Keep an eye on him. We go down into turn number 3. Very tight racing between the 17, 12, and 00. The 17 hits the tire again. Car pops up right into the 00. The 00 goes up the hill, spins sideways, and backs into the turn 4 wall and comes to a stop up on the high side of the racetrack. Was able to get the car rolling again, but wasn't enough to bring out the yellow flag. But in all of the chaos on the restart, with one of the lappers waiting for the field to go by, Aiden Schramm took advantage of that and went into the race lead. Top 5 running order would be Aiden Schramm, Jamie Howell, Jacob Wilson, Armando Melgoza, and Jimbo Rooney in the 27. Lights are out on the pace truck as we go 2 by 2. Schramm wasting no time. He hits the gas as soon as the pace truck peels off. We are back to green flag action. Great jump for him into turns 1 and 2. Jacob Wilson takes the second spot for a moment from Howell. Howell just taps the outside wall, and they're going to battle side by side for position number 2. I think the momentum's going to go to the 11 of Howell, and he's going to hold on to the second spot. Wilson will go back to third. Armando Malgoza is being challenged on the outside by the 23 of Jonathan Scarborough. As they race side by side for position number 4. And I think the 12 machine of Dylan McKee, who's already had an eventful night, he's going to try to challenge those two and make it 3 wide. And Melgoza in the 531 goes around for a spin for the 4th yellow flag of the night. I'm unsure of exactly how that happened to Armando. We'll go back and see if we can see exactly what happened. Keep an eye on that 531 machine as he works the inside. Slow things down just a little bit. Crazy thing is, not a car made contact with him, but the way he spun made it seem like
net code.
Yeah, it made it seem like he made contact with somebody, even though on our end there was no contact with a car made. So unfortunate for Armando. He'll have to gather it back up and tag the tail for this restart. As the lights go out, field's going to double file up behind the pace truck. Pace truck peels away. Schramm fires, gets another great restart. Jacob Wilson goes back into position number 2 as he restarts on the inside. Battling side by side a little further back. Jimbo Rooney, Trevor McCoy, side by side for the 6th spot. McCoy prevails on the outside. Move McCoy into position number 6. Scarborough and McKee was side by side. Scarborough made contact with the outside wall, loses a bunch of momentum. 2 cars tangle. I think that was the 17 of Racine and the 62 of Huffaker. Got together, bringing out the 5th caution flag here tonight. Just really close racing through the field. Huffaker entered the middle. Racine was a little bit higher than he was. And the 2 met in the middle. And both went for a spin through the center of 3 and 4. And the 19 of Harold made a little bit of contact with the 62, but it looks like he was able to continue no problem. Racine's going to be able to continue now as well. Looks like Huffaker brought his car into the work area and has parked it for the night. As we get the 1 to go signal, Tim, how about you get us going here?
Aiden Schramm is going to fire almost immediately. The pace truck barely got off. Aiden fires. Jacob Wilson takes over the 2nd spot. Will Howell goes back into 3rd. Jonathan Scarborough will slide back 1 position after that yellow.
Yeah, I think Jimbo Rooney brought the yellow flag out. We're going to go back and take a look at it. Just real close battling. It was 3 wide into turn number 1 just as soon as we got the restart. The 17 of Racine was underneath the 27 of Rooney. They actually made contact and sent Rooney up the hill. And then they made more contact on the exit. The 17 turns the 27 across his nose. And Jimbo's car came to rest right at the entry of turn 3. He is going to be able to get back going though and rejoin the field. Single file restarts the rest of the way as now we're within 10 laps to go. Restart, green flag back in the air. What happens now on the single file start? The top 3 have kind of pulled away. McKee's holding on to Howell for the 3rd spot, then a little bit of a gap back to Scarborough in 5th. The 17 hits that tire again on the inside of 3 and 4. Almost collects the 23 of Scarborough. That allows the 00 of McCoy to get past him. The 17 actually gives him a little bit of a boot down the back straightaway. 17 with a great move through 3 and 4 to take back that 6th spot for now. Quick check back up front. Schramm with 3/4 of a second over the 51 of Wilson, who has company with Howell and McKee right there behind him. Field has kind of spread out just a little bit. Schramm just wants to see these final laps under green flag tick away as fast as possible. Wilson holding steady there at about that 1/8 of a second mark. It hasn't really lengthened or shortened any, so holding steady with Schramm for now. Then Jamie Howe, Dylan McKee still right there close together. Jonathan Scarborough actually making a little bit of headway on those three together as he is inching his way closer and closer. Looks like Dylan McKee made a move on the 11 of Howell through 1 and 2 and move him up to position number 3, and he's going to look to take the second spot away from Jacob Wilson.
Yeah, Jamie Howell made contact with the rear of McKee. I wonder if that's going to have any effects on the car for Howell.
I'll tell you what, the white flag is already in the air. Schramm's already barreling through 3 and 4 and out of 4. Back-to-back winner for Aiden Schramm as he wins tonight at Limaland. Jacob Wilson crosses the line there in position number 2. Dylan McKee, with his eventful night, brings it home in that third and final podium spot. We'll get to talk to our top 3 as we look at the official race results. Well, I thought we would look at the final race results, but my results page is not running to work. I'll look at the running order as they came across the line there. So Schramm, Wilson, and McKee, the top 3. We already talked about. 4th, it goes to Jamie Howe. 5th to Jonathan Scarborough. 6th to Cody Racine. 7th to Jimbo Rooney. 8th to Trevor McCoy. 9th to Armando Melgoza. 10th to Russell Harold. And 11th to Aaron Huffaker. All right, let's kick off our interviews here tonight. Talking to our top 3. We'll start off with our third place finisher tonight, Dylan McKee. Hey, Dylan, it's Tyler and Tim up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Definitely an up and down night for you in that 12 machine. Kind of had some beating and banging going on earlier. Kind of had to fall back to the back. Getting involved in a crash, and was able to eventually work your way back up through the field and came home with a podium spot here tonight. That's got to feel good.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it was kind of a ride tonight. Went started in 4th, and then I kind of I didn't back off when I should have, and I got sideways. So then I went in for the fast repair, went in, and then there was another wreck that had happened. I kind of got caught up in, and I took some damage from that, but I had to stay out because I hadn't used up my fast repair, and it ended up working out for me.
Yeah, absolutely. Tim, do you have anything to ask Dylan?
Yeah, Dylan, how difficult was it to get around this track? Can you take us through what you were doing?
So like the track here, it definitely is kind of like a 1-lane track. There's really nowhere else to go because once the track kind of got a little bit more worked in, if you went down lower, where you would say in the heat races, you're losing a lot of speed. If you go any higher, you're losing speed. So it made it hard to pass. And I made a last second pass there. I can't remember who it was. I think it was Howell. And I kind of got to the side of him because I didn't clear him enough. So I don't know if I'll see an EOL next week for that, but yeah, I was just trying to shoot back up for points because Schramm's starting to catch up there in the points.
Yeah, absolutely. It was our first race broadcasting, so we were a little bit unsure of the point standings coming into tonight. But Dylan, an awesome run for you. Before we let you go, anybody you need to thank here?
Yeah, thank you to you guys for broadcasting this tonight. And then Billy Anderson on Twitch for promoting the series. Reigel Promotions for putting this on. Family and friends watching at home. The South Dakota National Guard, Mosquito Pest Authority. And if anyone's looking for a driver for 2025, just hit me up. I'm willing to drive for you.
All right, Dylan. Well, again, congratulations on the podium spot here tonight. We'll let you celebrate it.
Perfect. Thanks, sir.
Absolutely. All right, that was our third place finisher. I don't see our second place finisher available to talk to, but our winner here tonight is waiting. We'll talk to him. Hey, Aiden, it's Tyler and Tim up in the booth. Do you got a copy?
Yeah, I do.
All right, buddy. You said you were keeping an eye on yourself before we got started. You won last week at Fairbury, so that means you go back-to-back here tonight. Had to kind of come through the field there in the heat and in the feature event. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, it was definitely pretty hard to nag. It was definitely hard to get through everyone, especially in the heat. I was really fighting hard for them heat racing points, but fortunately had to start in 8th, which, at the end, I guess it didn't really matter because we made it through the field straight to the lead.
Yeah, absolutely. And going back-to-back's got to feel just as good as well.
Oh yeah, it'll definitely help with my points. I don't know if I get any points for being quick time in practice or whatever, but yeah, I might be the points leader, so I don't know. Doesn't matter. I'm still in the top 5. Money's money. Uh, but yeah, just have my eye on the championship prize and ready to do whatever it takes to get it.
Absolutely. Tim, do you have anything to ask Aiden?
Yeah, Aiden, you started in 8th. What did you have to do to set up these passes and complete them?
Mainly just be myself, be the GOAT, be the best there is. I mean, I know these cars so much. I've done hundreds of these races in this car. I know exactly what to do always in this car. So, yeah, that's just me.
All right, Aiden. Well, before we let you go tonight, anybody you need to thank for the effort?
Yeah, first off, I'd like to thank my family, my mom, my dad, and all my friends and family who are watching tonight. And would like to thank Premier for giving me the opportunity to race for them. And I'd also like to thank Victory Fuel. Use code AS86 for 10% off Victory Fuel. I'd also also use SRAM15 for 15% off all your Premier setup packs. We are championship setups, and yeah.
All right, Aiden. Well, big congratulations on the win here tonight. Going back-to-back as well. We'll let you celebrate it.
Okay, thank you.
All right, that was our winner. I do see second place available for his interview now. We'll pull him in. Hey, Jacob, it's Tyler and Tim up in the booth. You got a copy?
I got you guys.
All right, man, a solid night for you here. The night ran up front all night in the feature. Battled for the lead on and off there with Schramm and a couple others. Tell us a little bit about your night.
Oh, it was a pretty good night. I'm pretty happy with it. I'm a asphalt guy. I run a lot of eNASCAR and short track stuff. And I'm not really experienced in these dirt cars, but yeah, my Friday nights were free, and I saw this league was going on for a few weeks, and I was like, well, let's give it a shot. I like driving the micro. But it was a good race. I was kind of surprised I was as close to the front tonight as I was, but I'll take it.
Yeah, absolutely a good solid run for you here tonight. Always helps in the points. Tim, you have anything to ask Jacob?
Yeah, Jacob, you were in the lead. Do you think you could have done anything different throughout the night to hold on to it?
I'm sure there's something I could have done, but yeah, like I said, I don't have a whole lot of laps on iRacing on the dirt, so I'm pretty inexperienced, so I'm sure there's things I can learn. And I tried to fall in behind Aiden and some of those other guys and just try to learn the line a little bit better. And once I got up, I was able to stay top 3 pretty much in the feature the whole time, and then I was able to get around the 11 car, I think, for second. And then luckily we got within 10 to go. We switched to single file restarts, and I was able to hold it off pretty easily, I felt like. But solid night.
Yes, it was, Jacob. Well, before we let you go here tonight, Anybody you need to thank?
Yes, sir. Circle W Farms, Floors by Dennis, Victory Fuel, and you can use code RevDup51 for 10% off. Adrenaline Captures, Adrenaline Performance, Icon Apparel, and I think Julian Valadez, he's one of our builders for Adrenaline, and he's given me a few pointers for the dirt stuff, so I gotta thank him.
All right, Jacob. Well, good run for you here tonight. We'll let you celebrate your second place finish. Excuse me.
Thank you, guys.
All right, that's going to conclude our interviews here tonight. Any closing thoughts from you, Tim?
Yeah, certainly something. We watched something here tonight. I'm not sure what to call it, but it was a good race overall. It was fun, something new.
Yeah, absolutely. First time I have broadcasted these micro sprints. Was a lot of fun. Really close racing throughout the whole night. Kind of, maybe push a little too, with the cautions, the close battling. But it was really fun to watch. Had pretty much a 5-wide battle at one point to end heat race number 1. And that was really fun and really cool to see. But upcoming for us here on the Buckeye Racing Network this Sunday night, we'll be live with the League of Outlaws in the next race up in their season. And actually, next week, like we said to start tonight, we'll be back with the Reigel Promotions Esports Extreme Micro Tour next Friday night. So make sure you tune on in for that one. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button so you know each and every time we go live right here on the Buckeye Racing Network. But that's going to do it for us from Limaland Motorsports Park here tonight. For Tim Henderson, I'm Tyler Bentley. Good night, everybody.